Hello, everyone. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to Durrett's Take. There's a bunch I want to get to today, but before I get started, the news I'm going to go over today may sound a little bit like old news because I've been meaning to get to it because it came out let's say at the end of last week, but with so many different stuff going on, I haven't been able to get around it. But let's get started. So the news came out the other day that Lamar Jackson admitted that he and the Baltimore Ravens underestimated or overlooked the Titans in the playoffs last season. Now, the Ravens coach John Harbaugh respectfully disagrees, which, by the way, I think is funny. But I want to focus more on Lamar's opinion than Coach Harbaugh's opinion. When I first heard this, I thought to myself, well, they were the best team in the regular season, so I can understand why they may think that why they underestimated the Titans. But then I changed my tune. I feel Lamar and the Ravens were dumb for overlooking the Titans, and here are a few reasons why. First and foremost, it's the NFL playoffs. Anything can happen. There's been wildcard teams going around and make a Super Bowl. Anything can happen in the playoffs because unlike the NBA and baseball stuff, it's just one game, winner moves on. It's not a series. Because it was a series, trust me. There wouldn't be much drama in the playoffs. But yeah, since it's just one game only, anything can happen. It can be an off night for a team that's better or something like that, or injuries. So you just never know. So they should. So first of all, foremost, they shouldn't do that. The second reason is the playoff teams are now just expanded to 14 teams because there are some pretty good teams that were either in a very tough division, so they barely missed out, or they had some injuries and they barely missed out because of that. But this was and that was the case for the Titans this year because the Titans were good to start the season, but then once they had Ryan Tannehill be the starter, they clicked like that. I think they only lost maybe 2 games that rest of the year, maybe only one even. I can't remember which one it was, but yeah. So they were on the roll. And if you're the Ravens, you're gonna be like, oh, well, yeah. From beginning to end, they're totally two different teams. They're on the roll right now. They're winning a bunch of games. They're on a streak. It's just like, okay, since they're hot right now, we need to go ahead and treat them seriously. So again, that's another reason why they should have taken him. And also, the biggest reason why is because they just upset the Patriots and Bill Belichick and Tom Brady in Foxborough. Now, I understand that this is not the same Patriots team as of old, where they had a bunch of offensive weapons and stuff like that. But nevertheless, it's still Tom Brady and Bill Belichick in the playoffs, and it's still going to Foxborough and beating them and making Tom Brady throw an interception, basically costing the game. Once the Ravens saw that, it should be like, oh, okay, well they came to play. Okay, they're for real. We gotta take them seriously. So I hope this is the lesson that Lamar learns. And Lamar seems like a smart guy, and it seems like he improves on his weaknesses. So I feel like he will become better, but hopefully this is a wake-up call for him because what you don't want Lamar to go through is you don't want him to become a James Harden of the NBA, for example, where he's outstanding during the regular season, but then in the playoffs, not clutch at all, or keeps on getting unlucky. If some people want to say that about Harden, but either way, he doesn't want to fall into that scenario, especially that he's going to have to go through Patrick Mahomes every single time in the playoffs. So he's got to bring his A game, no matter how good his team's around him. Because trust me, his team's good around him. They're even better this year, in my opinion, than last year. But still, you got to bring your A game every single time, or else you can get upset. That's the beauty thing about the NFL. Anyone can beat anyone on a given day. So let's see how Lamar treats the playoffs next year, because we can all say he's going to go to playoffs next year unless injuries happen. But let's see how that goes next year. And if the Ravens, let's say, get a 1 seed or 2 seed and they lose in the first playoff game again, then that's a big red flag if there isn't already one. So the other thing I want to talk about today is more college football related. So this happened a while back that Ohio State and Alabama schedule a home-and-home series for 2027 and 28 seasons. So I like what Alabama is doing to schedule more aggressively than non-conference. Because Alabama in the past and Nick Saban's been like, yeah, we're not going to schedule hard. Oh yeah, if you want to play us, come to our place. Or yeah, we'll go neutral site, but we're not going to go to your place because we don't want to lose. Like that's kind of been their mentality. And like it's understandable in some aspects because they go through a tough SEC schedule. They don't want to be bruised up and injured by the time they have to get to that point. So and they want to make the playoffs, but because like if they were to schedule a tough non-conference game and they lose that game, it's like okay, now they have to go basically undefeated in the SEC in order to get to the playoffs. Because as we saw, um, I feel like we haven't seen a two-loss team make it yet. And even if there's a two-loss team in the SEC, they can get close to making it, but I don't feel like they can make it. Like a lot of things would have to happen in order for two-loss team to make it, like whether it's from the SEC or not, or especially another conference. But if you want to impress the committee, if there's a difference between being a 4 seed or a 2 seed or well, 2, 3 seeds is not much, but the difference between a 1 seed or a 2 seed, or if you have that loss, maybe a 4 seed or 3 seed or 4 seed, there's a difference between playing those type of games. If you're in Alabama, you want to be in that 1 seed spot so you can play the easier team. Well, sometimes not easier, but easier team in the first round. So again, that's something they have to consider. And also, if you want to claim you're the best, you got to play the best. Because in my opinion, that's what you got to do. So here's what Alabama has kind of set up for the future. So for the next few seasons, there's still going to be some weak non-conference schedules. That's for sure. But they have USC at a neutral site this year. I'm not sure if that's going to be played or not. Hopefully that will be, because that'll be pretty interesting. Since USC, while they're not elite, they're good at least, so it could make it interesting. Although I feel like even if USC can score against Alabama's defense, Alabama's offense will just outscore USC's defense, even though they're going to be having a new quarterback, whether it's Mac Jones or their other quarterback that they're thinking about starting. But yeah, but that's a game they should win. It's in Texas. And then they play Miami in Georgia in 2021. And again, I feel like that could be a good game because Miami's defense could try to do their best to stop Alabama's offense. I mean, Miami stopped a good Florida's team offense for the most. Like they did a pretty good job there, with all things considered. But their offense, in my opinion, I still think it's going to be good by 2021. So they got a lot to figure out by then. But here's what they got coming up. So in 2022, 2023, you have a home series with Texas, which is awesome. It's a rematch of a championship game. I think back in a way, I forgot what year it was, but that'd be kind of awesome to see. Now, because that's the only Power 5 for 2022 and 2023, I would still want them to include another Power 5. Whether it's a weak one or not, you want to have at least 2 Power 5s, in my opinion, if you want to claim to have at least a good non-conference schedule. Because you're going to have FCS, that's obvious, and then you're going to have a group of 5 appointment like Wyoming or something. But it's important to have that one tough game and then that one Power 5 game where it could be tricky, but at least you should be able to win. But at least it'll help your schedule type of thing. So I want them to schedule one more there. And then they scheduled a home series with Wisconsin for the 2024-2025 season. And then they scheduled a home series with Florida State for 2025-2026. So there we go. Here's the first thing I was talking about. So in 2025, I don't have it on me, but they're going to have, whether it's road or home, but they're going to face Wisconsin, and they're going to face Florida State in 2025. Now, that's going to be a lot hard. We're not sure how the teams are going to be by then. I assume Wisconsin's still going to be really good because I feel like they're just going to be the same old team like normal, just pound the ball, run it, and then try to play good defense. And then for Florida State, with Mike Norvell coaching them now, I feel like he's not going to really leave for another coaching job because Florida State's a good Power 5 coaching job. So I feel like he'll still be there in 2025. But I feel like he'll make the team a lot better than they were with Willie Taggart. I mean, Norvell has a track record of making teams better. Like he made Memphis a powerhouse and got them to a near 6 bowl game last year. So I feel like Florida State will be better once they once were. So that would be kind of interesting to see, okay, they play Wisconsin and Florida State. Now, which one? Now, what's interesting is that if those games can be back to back, then that makes it the most challenging. Because then it's not like you play Wisconsin, then you have FCS Pullman to kind of rest before and then playing in Florida State or something like that. It's like you got to go back to back. So that'd be interesting to see how they do scheduling there. But again, I'm liking that so far. Two Power Fives, and then then they schedule a home series with West Virginia for 2026-2027. So again, another two Power Fives on 2026 with Florida State and then West Virginia. Now West Virginia, see, I feel like they're just gonna be average at best. They're not like I feel like they kind of reached their highs and their limits with Dan Holgerson back when they're ranked in the top 10 at one point and stuff like that. I feel like they kind of like reached their peak and now they're just going to be kind of one of those average teams. But yeah, West Virginia is a team that hopefully by then they're respectable, but you can pretty much beat them. So I feel like that'd be good. And then they schedule a home series with Notre Dame for the 2028-2029 season, which that'll be pretty fun. A rematch of the championship game where Notre Dame got smacked by them. Then they scheduled a home series with Georgia Tech for 2030-2031. Now, hopefully Georgia Tech is improved by then because they were trash last year, but at least it's a Power 5 at least. And then they go to home series with Arizona for 2032-2033. Now, again, not sure how Arizona's going to be by then. They're not a traditional powerhouse. But again, at least going to Arizona at least will be pretty hard because it's going to the West Coast. So at least they're going to make it interesting. And then they scheduled a home series for the same years, 2032 for 2033, with Oklahoma. Now, this is what I'm most excited about. Well, that and Ohio State that I mentioned earlier. But this is going to be the most exciting to see. Hopefully, if Lincoln Riley's still there, then you're going to see a good offense versus. Honestly, I'm not sure Nick Saban's going to be at this point. But either way, because even once Nick Saban leaves, Alabama should still be good enough. So this would be good to go to. Let's say they have to go to Arizona one year and then host Oklahoma. Like that's going to be a tough non-conference schedule. So if they can get by that and then through their SEC schedule, then they deserve to be in the playoffs and they're the best team, no doubt. And then one more, they have a schedule home series for Virginia Tech for 34-35. As you noticed, again, all these are not neutral sites or come to our place. It's home and home. So yeah, they'll come to our place, but also have to go to their place. So I feel like the toughest year will be the 2028 year where they host both Ohio State and Notre Dame in the same one. But Wisconsin and Florida State in the same year will be pretty difficult. So basically 2025, 2026, 2032, 2027. No, and I'm at 2028, and then 2032 and 2033 already have two Power Fives on the schedule, which is not like this. Now, again, by 2025, Nick Saban can easily not be coaching there anymore, so it's someone else's problem to figure out, which is actually smart to dump that on another coach. But again, it'll be interesting to see what happens there. Because like I said earlier, my philosophy is if you want to claim you're the best, then you got to play the best. So thank you very much for listening to my show today. Please subscribe to my channel. Let me tell viewers about me. Leave comments on what you want me to talk about in the future. Thank you very much, and y'all. And I guess real quick before I sign off, I want to say that with players deciding if they're going to play or not, because today's Wednesday, it'll be interesting to see what happens there, and I'm definitely going to be talking about that on Thursday. But thank you very much, and y'all have a wonderful day.